When starting a private practice, there are administrative functions that are essential to your client having a good customer experience, but also essential for your private practice to continue to run and meet the qualifications and the standards required in maintaining your data and maintaining your client information and being able to submit for billing. Your most important forms in a private therapy practice is going to be the client intake forms. This forms tells your clients what are the parameters, what are the boundaries, what are their rights, what are your limitations as a provider. These forms keep your practice legal, but also helps your client to understand all of the nuances of choosing to engage in therapy with your practice. So it's important that you take time in creating the client intake forms, that you have them read over several times, not only for corrections, but for understandability to someone who is not in the field of therapy, to be able to understand what these forms say, what are the parameters, and what are the expectations. These are your most important forms. Take time in creating them. Look at sample forms and find the best one that suits your practice, but that also clearly tells the client what the expectations are, what are their recourses if something doesn't work or if they want to change or cancel, but also what are the requirements for continuing therapy, and then what are the legal expectations as a provider. In private practice, in order to maintain compliance, we're going to have to make sure that you have your progress notes and you have them in a format that is easy to use, that is quick to complete, but it also has all of the required necessary information for either billing or for documentation purposes, and for both. The other forms that you're going to need is to ensure that you have the right forms to do your billing verification. Now, most of this will be done online, but you want to be able to capture the needed information. So when you're going online to verify insurance, to complete billing, you have all the information that you need to be able to have a smooth process to go from when your client comes in the door to the time that you get authorization from their insurance and to the time that you bill. You want that to be smooth and easy and painless. And so therefore, having the proper documentation to capture the right information is essential. Every few years, you're going to need to renew your license, and the quickest and easiest way to do that is to make sure all of your needed trainings, your CEUs, your documentations are up to date and available for you to renew your license. And renewing your license is essential to being able to continue to operate in private practice. So therefore, you want to make sure that you have a tracking mechanism to know when you're 90 days out of renewing your license, so that you can make sure you have all of your trainings and all your documentations so that you can submit for it timely. Since this private practice is going to be dependent on your license being current and up to date, you want to make sure that you don't run into any snags, any holdups in getting your license renewed on time or even early. And the other second thing that you're going to need is to manage the data. In a private practice, working with many clients, you're going to have their personal data, but you're going to have data that drives your practice. And you want to make sure that you have a data management system in place to be able to manage that information, store that information, and be on track. Another important administrative function is to create a budget. When you create a budget, you will have to not only develop that budget according to what your business practices are, but you will have to monitor that budget to make sure that you're not spending more than you're making, and also to monitor to make sure that the business is actually spending the expenses that it was designed to spend. And if something extra comes in, you can account for it and work that into your budget. Part of the administrative functioning of your budget is also reconciling your budget. Am I making and spending exactly what I said I was going to do? And if I'm not, where is the differences? What are the changes I have to make? And make sure that your budget is on track. Another essential administrative function in private practice is ensuring that all your documents for compliance reasons are complete and that you're able to track where they are and that they're stored properly so that should you ever have a business audit, you can quickly and easily access those documents and present them to be in compliance. There are many essential forms, but most of the compliance documents are going to have documents related to your license, documents related to client services, and documents related to billing. So if you wanted to organize it in a set, there's the licensing information, there's client services information, and there's billing information. Those are the three main categories that can be audited, that need to be in compliance, and should have the proper documentation to support those areas of your administrative functions. When administrative functions are done right, your business is able to operate and run smoothly. You want to make sure to have all your administrative functions in place prior to starting to receive clients. This will lead your business to success. Thank you. This is Gessy Martinez helping you to build your private practice, to build it smart, to build it quick, and to build it effectively.